How's it going? Back with another video here. Just here at the Slad Shed here now. We have here beside me we have in-calf heifers here now. Just have them there. Just holding them there for a while. They won't be calving till what? The end of February. So they'll be all right there for a while. We'll bring them up to straw then once it gets nearer their calving. And in den pen here now have just a few weanlings here. Have them in there just to hold them there for a while we get a bit of space. There's a few that we're only after weaning there as well. So it'll be all right there. Be able to throw them a bit of stuff, keep them going. They'll be grand there. We'll throw them feeding there along with what we're giving to the others up here above, so there won't be a bother on them. And then on this side then we have the cows and calves. So yeah, they're getting on all right on it. See them happy enough there now. You see them lying down chewing their cud, so that's always a good sign once they're lying and chewing their cud anyway. So yeah, we'll just go down, take a look at the calves at the other side. So that's some of the calves there now. There's more after stepping up in on the slats there, but that's them there. That lad there scouring a bit. He had, or she had a bit of a blood scour, coccidiosis there the other day, so gave it a few shots of the coccyclear and an injection there as well. So cured up. The blood scour was a bit soft there still, but it's in an awful lot better form. So he's after pulling out that, or she's after pulling out that anyway. Should be okay. Probably do the rest of them there with the coccyclear now just to prevent it once it's into place. Sort of spreads around easy enough. So yeah, so look, it seems okay there anyway. They're happy enough, and the cows, as you see there from the back now, there's a lot of them lying down, so they're happy enough. I just see there's a good sup of rain after blowing in there. There's a good heavy rain and wind last night, so after coming in there from the canopy, and that canopy is even lower than what they tell you to have it too. Like, we've that down, it's only about 5 inches of a gap either side from the roof up to the timber, so I don't know. Have to look at this anyway, especially over the straw bedded area. We'll be leaving it fairly wet if you got a good few nights rain or that. So probably if I was back again, I should have offset the canopy, bring it over. That'd be on the slats, but sure, be getting wet up there too. So I don't know what. Might close down one side of that a bit more or something. Try stop the rain. It's coming in there a bit too much, I think. Anyway. So yeah, there's always something. You'll always change your plans, but was that gates here? These are the gates now we're putting between the pens. There's a man gate here at this side. just lift it up and spin it out of the way and you can step through. Easier than climbing gates or opening gates the whole time. So just simple enough to just the U at the bottom just sits over the post, so we can't, well, in theory they can't lift it up anyway, so they'll hardly get that smart that quick. So chance of that, you'll have a few more made anyway, and they'll be going along here now. There's 2 more gates to divide that up along there, and then I just have to make a couple of gates then for, where are we? Just have to make 2 more gates then there, and the end one for along there, and we'll have the pens out here all sorted then. So I'll just concentrate on this one now. We want to start bringing down more cows and calves, get them onto this section here. And sure, get him down. Yeah. So up here now, we have a couple of old cows. We have a pen of all or cull cows here now. We're going to fatten on. There's a few heifers in here as well. The last of the heifers there of last year's. So these will be getting on the push. Well, they'll be on the mids now for a bit to get him up on the meal. Like they're getting 5 kilos a meal there now, so they'll be on that for a little a week anyway. And put them up on the push diet then. They'll be on more meal again. So, and then the heifers here beside them, the Wayland heifers, they're on the mids as well. So yeah, we have a lot more bulls than heifers this year. The way it worked out, this side all full, and the pen above in the slatted shed is a pen of bulls as well. So yeah, sure, look at now we haven't these divided into their final pens yet. They're all on the one die, so it doesn't really matter at the minute. But they're now tomorrow. They're giving it fine, so I'll divide them out. Just divide them into their pens there, and by weight, and keep the ages up fairly well, like not to have older ones back down the pens a bit that miss their age slots. So yeah, so this is a stock bull here now as well. He can be pulled out of here, probably go down to the cows there now. He's after coming on well enough there now. There's no need for him here now. He's after pulling up well. So anyone have bulls on slats? Just looking at the cows there, seeing odd one bulling. There's no major slipping or anything going on. So I reckon maybe the bull should be safe. Going to have to be anyway. Be safe enough on it this year. Yeah, so if anyone have bulls on slats, any problems just drop in the comments there, or if it's working well for you, just drop it in there as well. Like it's nice to know what everyone else is doing. Just here with the case here now, coming into the winter now, as anyone that has these, they're brutes to be started in the cold weather. For some reason, and she has a new high-speed starter, well, 2-year-old high-speed starter. Didn't make any great difference, so I changed the battery. Didn't make a big difference either, high-amp battery. Stubborn, like wants a smile now, and like today, she'll fire up just first crack more or less. But once it gets cold, not even minus 2 or 3 degrees, 4 degrees outside, she gets stubborn. Like it's real. You'd swear you'd no power, that your battery was flat, that sort of thing. Even with a booster on it, it's hard churning like so. And then if you put something to it, the latest tip to give it a pull, like least bit of a pull and up the clutch and away she's gone. Like it's not as if she's hard started. I don't know what way it is. It's just very stiff in itself once it gets cold. Like I don't know, maybe it's a power problem coming from the battery to the starter. But I was just looking online there anyway, and I just came across heating elements for the water jacket around the engine. So I said a chance. It weren't big money anyway. I think it was €150 or something for the heater and the cable as well. The heater was 75 and I think the cable was 75 or something as well. So nothing too expensive. It's a Calex. See there, Calex heating element. Just goes in there in the bung, the bleeding bung there to let out the coolant out of the engine. So not much of a thing. That's it there. Just screws in. Threaded part there, screws into the engine. You just insert it into the bung. Tight squeeze, I'd imagine now, but yeah, so I don't know. Plug in there. You have your connections there, just connects on, and a cable, then the chem weighted. Where I first seen them was in the Valtras. They nearly all come standard with heating elements. Should probably coming from that neck of the woods. They'd have to have them up there, but it's just a standard fitment up there. And that was the first place I seen them. So I just thought maybe it might work on this. Maybe there's other ways of doing it, but a chance this wasn't big money. So, and then your cable then connects into the that end connects into the heater, and then you have this sort of quick plug. You can mount it somewhere handy, and you can plug in the cable then to just plug it into the socket on the wall. Just plug it in for an hour, well, an hour and a half, 2 hours I think, and it'll bring you up enough. And see how we go. Sure, it's an easy one if it works. Now I know you're having to plug it in. You'll have to have it beside the socket and a few things. But look at this tractor has to start like when it's on the feeder. Like it has to. There's no once it comes to feeding time, this you have to get it to start, and that's it. Like there's you can't be forced turn around at this, especially when you're on your own. That's not easy to get a pull then. Like so, yeah, sure. We'll do a bit of a video on putting that in there over the next few days, and we'll see how we get on at that. We'll just have it here anyway. Got it ordered, and probably now when I have this, the weather won't be too bad over the winter. But we're surely sure of a few cold days. So look, it'll work in. And on these as well, there's no the heating element on these for the heater on the air intake. Just a little coil wire, just reddens. When you turn the key, it'll stay on probably for a minute, and it'll just redden just in here in the air inlet on the manifold. It's not like the older type ones which had use the diesel and the heater plug in the flame. Probably be a better option on these to be more heat, but that's the way these were done. So don't know. It's not whether it was standard on all these 1056s to go that way, or is it just this one came from the continent anyway, so maybe in cold weather out there too, but maybe it was standard on these. I drove a few of them in my time, but it was never any major problem. They were a good bit newer at that stage, so yeah, we'll go through that anyway someday along the week there. Now we're just set up here now, going to start feeding the cattle here, filling the night feeder there, and we've just been asked to go through the InTouch, the feeding system for the Keenan, so just give it a run through. There's probably a newer version than this, but I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's the one that came with the feeder when we got it here. So let's just turn you around here now. Like this is just an ordinary little old tablet you get. You know, this, what is it, Samsung Galaxy something or other. Just a cheapo tablet, nothing exciting about it. And works through the Wi-Fi from the box. It sends the signal forward, so it's able to read. It'll work on your phone too. Just I find it handier now. I just got a tablet now for this year, to use the tablet. Just have it screwed to the side of the pillar there of the tractor, and let it stay there with it. I'll have to yoke up a charger now somewhere rather than bringing it in to charge it. But look, that's a different day's problem. But this is what you start on: is controller view and feed management. So this is just on the screen there outside. It's on the feeder itself, and you can scroll down through your recipes. So this is the one we're using, the mids 1124, and there you can see what we're putting in. 5 kilos of blend, half kilo of straw, 4 kilos of water, and 13 kilos of silage per head per day. So that's it. Like, and on the app then on the phone or on the tablet, you can adjust those, send them up to the cloud, and then send them back down to the feeder, and it'll work it all out for you. So as you go back in then, just get out of that, going then to the loads, X out of this again. The load we're going to do, which is mids. Click on that. Then you have your rations as you're doing them. Don't mind the heads there in the pens. You don't have to fill that in as the rations. This line here is the important one, which tells how many feeds you want for each pen. So look, I find it handy. I find it handy there for, you know, like you just put in your ration or your recipe and you can change your pens if you want a bit more in a pen or a bit less. You don't have to be, you know, working out. If you were working without this, you know, you'd have to be writing it down how much each you're putting in. Now, it's not an impossible thing to do either, but just when you be up and down the rates in the pens, you know, cut back a feed or two just to have them finishing out for the next day. This just leaves it simpler, and then when it comes to feeding out, then it'll just block it along there. Like, it'll show you how much to give each pen, and we'll show you that. I showed you that before, but we'll go through it again here now. But it just leaves it easier look, it saves the sums, I suppose, but sure, that's not the end of the world. It's just a handy system. Simplifies it a bit. So yeah, so we get filling up here. So we're going to select this one. I want to cut down. That's the first pin, this one. So that's heads. So 10, I want to cut that back. Have a good bit left over. They're only getting used to this anyway, so maybe go back to half because it'll do them. So enter into that. The first pen, we can give them a bit more. We'll go with that. And then you just start. And that's what it is then, it works. As you're going along, then that's how much meal is to go into it, and we'll go from there. Now this is the minerals that we're adding in. It's high phosphorus, high calcium. More of a beet and maize mineral, I suppose, but we've been advised now to go this way. This one now has yeast sac as well, which is a yeast. But it has the minerals and all in it there on the label there. The usual, run up and down along, just a little bit higher in phosphorus and calcium. And using a pH neutralizer, an acid buffer as well, just to cool them down, getting a fair bit of barley and maize meal there, like so, just to keep the stomach right. So I just put it in on the top of the meal here in the bucket there in the front of the forklift. So we're putting this. The acid buffer is going in around 50 grams per head per day, and the mineral itself is on the 100 grams per head per day. So so it's about 8 kilos. It is 8 kilos of mineral and 4 kilos of the buffer. So look at, just throw it on. It's not an exact measurement there now or anything. It's just we work it out in the bags. How many days that we should get out of a bag, and they'll be getting it over. The bag's worth, like, the bag should last 2 days and a bit, like so. Just saves having to measure it out. But that's it now. We'll throw this into the feeder here now and get that in. Now and then when you have the meal in, it clicks on to the next one, which is straw. So we want 40 kilos of straw, and so on. We'll have water next, and then the silage. So look, that's the way it clicks on. There's not much point in showing each time, but it'll click on itself and it'll tell you how much to put in. Okay, so we're back in the cab here now, and this is what you get when the mix is ready. Have to do a countdown on the revolutions as well. There are 91 revolutions, and that's, according to that now, we're 3 kilos short on the mix, so we're fairly close to being 100% on that one. And then just going along then, and we'll move on and just get into the shed here now. Shed here now, getting ready to unload, so go to unload. So there are 309 kilos now for the first pen. So start Start unloading that now. So we're starting with 309. That's our first pen done now. Move on to the next lads now. These are getting 605. And we're down to 0 there now as well. We're just clicking on to our next pen then, so. Alright, we'll stay going here anyway. So we have all these lads fed up here now for the night, so they're happy enough. These lads here now, lots of alligating going on here, there's lots of banging in gates and things going on. That's one thing sure about bulls. They'll test your pens anyway, gates anyway. That's definitely, if you want to try a gate, you put it in with a pen of bulls and they'll let you know whether it's strong or not. But yeah, they're on the peat now. These lads are in probably, what are they in? Just about a month. And seems to be holding up fairly well under them there. There's probably another, I don't know whether we get another month over or not, but there's another 3 weeks in it anyway. So yeah, so we'll clean the house, organise a load there and get it lined up there for, I suppose, 3 weeks time anyway, to have it. Yeah, so that's more or less it for this video. So probably coming ahead now, we'll be dividing these lads out, like I was saying, getting them into their weights and their ages. Just when they're in that length now, we'll do a bit of weighing on them there, weigh them as they were done. So, so look at they will see how they're doing. Be early to be trying them, but look at, we'll run them over the scales anyhow, won't do any harm. Whether we do them, I don't think we'll do them for fluke. I'll leave them for another week. Leave them for another week now before I do them for the fluke, just to let the honey, the immature ones there come up. Someone's asking why don't I just do them for the fluke and worm going in. The dose and that does the 3 stages of fluke, the early immature, and the adult fluke. There's resistance coming into it now. I don't know whether we have resistance or not, so sort of steer away from it. Won't use it now until we really have to use it. We just go with the 2 older stages of fluke. It's easier. And with the immature, especially coming to do them straight away, the early immature fluke, I'd imagine you may not hit them all. There's probably, you know, to get all the very early, the very young fluke. Maybe that I'm understanding it wrong, but I'd rather have them that little bit older. It seems the fluke though seems to work that little bit better. So So we're going with that. So there'll be 3 weeks, a month. Yeah, I'll leave him another week, and then we'll do him for the fluke and get that done. Do him for treat him for lice then as well. Get that done. Have it on him there anyway. There's nothing yet, but I'll get into a shed there very quick, and you'd rather not have him set back with lice anyway when it's so simple to treat for it anyway. Like, and yeah, so that's them fed up there anyway. Just up here in the last pen here we have a couple of dairy bred calves here in with these as well. So it'll be just something interesting to be watching as we're going along now. There are 2 bulls. The black lad is Limousine obviously, and the black and white lad is Longhorn is what he actually turned out to be. So that'll be interesting to see. Be interesting to see now, like, they'll be treated the same as our own. See what their gains are. Are they anywhere near? Hopefully they won't be near me own, but look at, we'll see how they go. But they don't seem so far. They're way behind on their comrades, same age. They're not near the weights, but look at, there's another lad then over in the other shed. He's more Holsteiny now. He's a Whitehead Hereford. He will be very narrow now, but he was got just to do a job. There was a heifer there, she lost a calf, so we got him, put him on her just to keep her right for the summer there, and he was got for that job. There was no there was no try on that lad. So look at, yeah, so that's all these done up anyway, so we'll call the video there now. So yeah, sure, look at, same as always, give us a like and subscribe, and sure, I'll see you in the next one. Good luck.